her worth and to, well, not really prove her worth, but to make her own statement, right? Write her own story moving forward here. And the same for Dig. I mean, these ladies have been winning and winning in CSGO. Now they're starting to make their mark in Valorant. So this is an exciting series. I'm glad and thankful that we get to see a map 3 here.
You and I both, and I'm sure the rest of the fans agree as well. Here's a little spice to pile it on here. When we talk about Split in particular, both teams have a 5-4 record, right? Like they seem to perform at a very average rate on this map. It's a decent map for them, but it's not the best. It's not like they excel on it. And as far as compositions go, we got a little something cooking up here. Athena's going to be back on the Astra. Kath, this time not on the Reyna, but still in the Star Duelist role. And we've got Emily off the Jet here onto the Sage. I think Sage is just such an important pick on this map. It's really, it's almost a mirror composition. Rain is going to be opting for the Omen in place of the Astra, and then on the Cypher instead of Killjoy.
Yeah, I think the Astra Omen conversation on Split, it's a tough one, right? That paranoia is so clutch at stopping rushes, but at the same time, so are the sucks, right? So yeah. I know me and my team, we've also had very, very many conversations about which one would be more optimal, but here we are. We see both teams opting for Omen and Astra.
It's interesting, and obviously this conversation is going to change a lot after this weekend, right? Because if I'm not mistaken, this is the last major tournament that this patch is played on. And then Astra has had a notable amount of changes. Utility's gone up everywhere across the board, so it's going to be a good one. But for now, we can finally, or at least this might be it, where we put this conversation to rest. Omen, Astra, what's it, Bay? I also love the Breach play. I love the emphasis that both teams have placed on this agent. You see Emily, has put the wall up. It's going to get that orb in her pocket, and that wall is such a pain in the rear on pistol rounds because you just don't have the weaponry to easily clear it out. It takes you what seems like 36 years to get through that thing.
36 years, but a couple of slice and dices with the shanks, and TSM were able to handle that one for now. Yeah, things have just kind of come to a standstill as TSM kind of regroup. You can see Kath, she's all the way in spawn, making a beeline all the way back towards this B site area. But that's exactly where most of the Dig members are right now.
And that Cypher cam is going to give decent idea of what's happening across the middle of the map. If they work their way into into mail, they'll know that that's where the hit's coming from. And that is the cue right there. The Cypher cages are going to go up. Thea drops down. She's good for one. Stephanie on the raise. Utility again. Gets a second. Thea trying to blast through the Cypher cages. Gets another one. Aggression out of Stephanie. Netted her a kill, but then also cost her her life. Zoe's the last one standing on the side of TSM. She's got the spike, and she's making her way all the way across the map. Rain might get the timing. Zoe having to stick the fight to him, but there's a whole cavalry on the other side. Emily gets the kill. Did get the pistol.
Securing the round. I love it. Man, that was just a trap that Dignitas were absolutely ready to unleash everything on, and unfortunately TSM fell right into it. And man, Stephanie, just look at that forward aggression. It's unfortunate that for her the timing was a little bit off. She knew that the breach flash was on the way and she wanted to have a clip for herself, and you know what, I'm loving it. I think she's starting to get activated. She got wiped out, but hey, it's okay. She's ready for the battle here.
And we're going to see a lot of this breach battle. Speaking of battles, we're going to see a lot of breach utility exchange across the garage here because it's such an important area of the map. It's easy access into orb control. You can easily get to B, especially if you have mid control as well. So keep an eye on both Sholiana and Leah Panda investing the fault lines right off the bat to take space, right? There we saw the ult orb go in the pockets of TSM. So that battle goes in favor of them. We'll see how the rest of the war plays out.
Absolutely. And Emily tried to get a timing, tried to beat the boom bot, but the jig was up there. And
trips.
I'm surprised how far they've made it, actually. TSM, if one frag goes their way here, things could get real dicey for Dig. It's a nice little elevator.
Yeah, fun little interaction. You take a ride all the way up, come right back down, much like TSM is going right back down. A secret lab flawless for Dignitas. The gun difference was very, evident. And also the utility positioning was great from Dig. They had tripwires to ensure that nobody was going to make their way through ropes. Excellent round by Dig.
Excellent indeed, and that's definitely going to mean a lot for their economy moving forward as well. TSM, this is it. These are the toughest rounds, I think, especially for Split, is the very first gun round. You don't have much. You may not have your full util set. You definitely don't have any ults to work off of. So you have to purely go off of a default, because the last thing you want is to run into another trap when you've invested this heavily into some Stephanie paint shell, right? Just like it happened on Pistol. So definitely spreading out and seesawing a little bit is the name of the game, but Sholiana is under a lot of pressure.
No, Stephanie, it's tough to say if Sholiana managed to flash Stephanie, but either way, Stephanie does drop. TSM sitting comfortable here. This is Dignitas' bonus, so they have Spectres across the board, and they're starting to regroup. Athena's opened up all of A, leaving 2 members remaining on the side of Dig. And it looks like they're going to try to chase him down. The thing is, no area of the... My gosh, no area... That probably shouldn't happen. No area of the map is safe, especially towards A, because of the space that Athena was able to take away. She's back in spawn, a defender spawn, attacker spawn, nothing's safe. They're going to have to work their way in through heaven, Potter.
Yeah, things are dicey. I mean, Sholiana, she has 1 flashbang at least off her back. Athena is low, but... Oh, I like this. To double up back towards screen. Flashbang coming through. Oh, Athena caught StarCrafting.
All right, that's one check. All of a sudden, this becomes far more possible. Maybe not realistic, but certainly more possible. They've got 2 members on site that they're going to have to deal with. Zoe, good for 1, also has the lockdown in her back pocket. Leah Panda gets the last one as Sholiana tried making it interesting, but the 2 remaining members of TSM get them the round.
Good stuff from TSM. The pounce onto the mailroom there just caught Sholiana completely off guard, and you're right, Doug. I mean, if that flash came just a split second earlier, things could have looked completely different. Thea doesn't get picked off for free. But TSM, they knew the name of the game. I mean, so many times you'll catch Breach with his arm out, just kind of holding a choke point, and being able to pounce on him like that and just take away that space. Very detrimental.
So you're starting to see TSM call the bluff, right? We mentioned the breach util earlier. Oftentimes it's to take space away, but TSM's not respecting that Dig will take some of that space away. They drop the fault line, but then Athena goes in anyway, right? Very quiet, manages to get through and potentially farm that ult orb. That's something we need to keep an eye on, as Rain stops a little bit of aggression coming in through ropes.
It's always fun when it's Breach versus Breach there, just trading flashes back and forth. Little Breach diff action, and the timing for Sholiana almost gets a 2-piece. Rain, this re-aggression is everything. That's the spike down.
Spike down, excellent positioning from Rain. Zoe, who had the lockdown in the previous round, has it this round as well, and in a 1v3 doesn't have the spike in hand, and all of Dig is squatting on it. Can't imagine a world in which she's using it here. That said, she does have a turret, and she can isolate some of these gunfights, so if she can get into 1v1s, she might make something happen. Sholiana, just to be sure, adding a couple more bullets to clean up the round for Dig.
You always want to be sure, Doug. You always want to thirst and make sure you get yours. So I respect that, Sholiana. You get yours. But here we are. Dig with an answer right back. And, you know, that focus towards mid, it's kind of a clap back, right? The previous round, TSM were able to pounce. They were able to catch Sholiana off guard. This time around, she brought some backup. And that re-aggression, that mid-round aggression from Rain to retake that vent area was huge for Dig.
Huge indeed. And look at the adaptation from Dig. The previous round, it was Athena who crept her way in after the fault line came out and got a kill onto Stephanie. This time, understanding that TSM's comfortable playing through that, they invest the wall in the hands of Emily. Yeah, it gets torn down, but now they have excellent knowledge of where TSM may be because of everything that was invested, the ruckus that was caused in order to clear that wall out. Excellent adaptation from Dig. Excellent adaptation from TSM. This fault line garage chess match that's going on is just so much fun to watch.
It absolutely is. And, you know, there's a lot of traps that you can set up with the Sage Wall as well, you know? I mean, you kind of let your opponents get into a comfort of just conditioning them to break that wall instant. And then the next round, maybe 2 times after, you bring the Rays over with you and drop a paint shell slow orb at the same time. So definitely some conditioning coming through by placing that wall in different positions here. And they just honor Cam, watching everything in 4K right now. Smoke's going down. This paranoia is going to be everything for Rain.
Oh, Thea also excellent one-way. My goodness, what a play from Thea. It was excellently set up. Athena looking to play spoiler, though. 11 seconds left. They've got to get through this. Athena and Kath both do, but they're not going to be able to get the spike down with only 5 seconds left. Emily cleans up the kill just to make sure there are no other shenanigans that ensue. Dig get to 4. TSM, other than the bonus round, they've struggled on this map.
Okay, but Kath just had a feel-good frag. And, you know, I always say those feel-good frags, it's just, that starts to snowball sometimes. And she just, Satchel just clapped Thea in the sight with that sheriff. I mean, you know, that's her first frag on the board, and that's sometimes all it takes to kind of get yourself back invested into the match. So hopefully that starts to get the ball rolling here for Kath. She's just 1 ult orb away from that showstopper. The same wall goes down for Emily. And Kath is aggressive right now.
Yeah, that wall goes up on A. Sholiana holds her fault line, so that was not invested into Garage. They're going to get the ult orb in the pockets of Leah Panda, who now has the Rolling Thunder online. An excellent tool to get entry onto the site, but the spikes over towards B. The thing is, for TSM, they've taken a lot of space on A. They broke through the wall. They have ramps control, and now Dig knows that they're there, so you're going to see some of that pull off. But how do they play this out?
Ooh, this is great for TSM. They've already used Thea's first cage. They've broken one of her trips. And they're just applying pressure, but you see that the A side is already theirs. Athena, she snaked her way in.
But they can't. They have to hold this space, or else they're going to have to double back.
Oh!
Athena gets cleaned up. No, she was in a great spot. This was what I was talking about. They needed to hold that space, but with only 30 seconds left, it seems like they certainly have to commit to this site. The spike just now making its way into plantable area. Emily wisely sniffing out the lurk coming out from Thea. Leah Panda gets the spike down, and they still have 2 very important ultimates online.
Oh boy, 2 versus 4. Sholiana is kind of limping right now, and Emily just finishes her off. Wow, majority of the TSM members are just kind of limping through, but they convert it, and that was a beautiful default from them. I mentioned the fact that Thea's cages and Trip was down at B, and that sort of communication when it comes through to your team, you just kind of automatically try to start shifting towards B. You think that's where the hit is going to come, and that opens up so many windows for Athena. And even though she whiffs, I mean, it doesn't matter. That sort of real estate, it's valuable. TSM absolutely capitalized.
All right, this should be an interesting round. Everyone has ultimates, with the exception of Kath, who's 1 point away from having the showstopper. But if you're Dig in this weird mixed buy where you've got 3 Spectres, a Ghost, and a Sheriff, certainly not what you want to work with, but holy utility investment. The pain shells, though, are critical. In that moment, you could see the aggression that wanted to follow up, but the pain shells keep them at bay. TSM working their way onto B. Emily. Carrying out the... Oh, no. She's still been revealed. They're dancing around this pillar. Here comes the showstopper. Stephanie going in. Zoe was trying to play spoiler. She gets cleaned up. Emily does as well. And now Athena's on the flank. Athena's on the flank, working her way in through Mail. She's not going to get anything out of that, as it's just Kath in a 1v5. They gets 3, a Virus Thrifty for Dignitas.
That fell apart so quickly for MLE there and TSM. You could see that she didn't know whether she should take the cam out, whether she should plant the spike, whether she should trade her teammate. There was just so many different things going on, and she had the res the whole time. So beautiful showstopper once again coming out from Stephanie at the right moment, at the right time. And Dignitas, another thrifty. We've been seeing a lot of thrifties here, Doug.
We have indeed. How TSM play this again? They still have all of those ultimates available. Now they don't need to farm this ult orb because they're all online, which means they should be able to take some of the space away very quietly if they choose to do so. You see Rain like timing around timing. This should be, if they're going to play around there, they should be at that spot. A couple of bursts into the cloud, nothing connects. Oh, it's a bait. Oh, Potter, it's a bait.
This should work out pretty great, actually. Athena's already in the site. Dignitas have already fallen for a B fake before, though. So Thea, she's not biting. She's still towards the A. The information is out. Dig, they know.
They know indeed. Oh my gosh, it's going to be fire on the back. And yes, indeed, Kath drops. Stephanie does as well. The lockdown's going to come out as Zoe trying to keep that bad boy alive and buy them some time. You hear the ult coming out from Rain as she gets back towards the attacker spawn. So we're starting to see some of that split, but Athena's on the flank. Athena good for one. Athena looking for the second. Playing very carefully. She lands. She delivers. Thea drops. The res is going to come through as well onto Kath as numbers heavily swing in favor of TSM. And they still have 2 key ultimates in their back pockets. Now Sholiana has a showstopper of her own, but in a situation like this, do you even really go for it? No. A round win for TSM, and a pretty one at that.
What a round coming out for TSM. Athena to start things off, to sell the fake by herself. And she's the one to kind of end the round with the 2-piece for herself, perfectly set up by Zoe's Killjoy ultimate in such a forward position as well. I mean, just a beautifully orchestrated round coming out here for TSM.
Beautifully orchestrated round indeed. And now look at how they're stacked up. Heavy presence onto A. They've got Kath and they've got Leah Panda with ultimate, so they could dial up something pretty dicey here. They can take some space away. Here comes the Rolling Thunder. Comes in. No! Rain stops it. The showstopper needed to deliver there, and Rain stops it dead in its tracks. She trades her life for it, but the damage has been done. That ultimate's not going to be a factor. Leah Panda does manage to get onto the site, and the spike goes down. Emily's going to wall up defender spawn to ensure nobody's coming in that way. That's going to make things for a very spicy retake. They're all going to be coming in from the attacking side. Zoe looking for a little something as Athena is as well. The fight on ramps ensues, so far being traded back and forth as Athena still buy time. Here's the thing. It's either through ramps or they have to come in through heaven, and there's a perfect setup for Leah Panda to keep things at bay there as well, along with Emily. There's Leah Panda good for one. This is such an excellent setup from TSM. They had to get through Athena, and they do. Rain looking to move things forward. But it's got to be more. Thea gets one as well. Leah Panda needs to go heroic. Leah Panda with 3, and the spike continues to tick away. I don't know that there's going to be enough time. No, there's not. And just to be sure, Leah Panda gets the kill and the round win for TSM.
Oh, it was so close. It was so close, Doug. My goodness, I thought TSM were going to actually lose out that round off the back of the labored spray coming out from Zoe, but I mean, Dig even felt that. They expended the res into this round thinking it was theirs, but man, Leah Panda just finishing things off. That was so close, Doug.
Leah Panda went bonkers, man, and she had to in that moment. All right, we're back. We're back to the dueling breaches, to the dueling fault lines across Garage now that TSM doesn't have any. Remember, with an ultimate online, any orb that you can pick up is a good one. Love that. Love the fake smoke used to just buy enough time, right, to clear space. And if you're on the other side, you have to respect that. That split second of denial of information, you don't know what's on the other side of that. Yes, Thea's cam helps that out, but you have to respect that there's something possible. That's why Thea pops in her cam. That's where she spots those 2 members.
Absolutely. And Zoe finds a good timing in mid, picks off Emily. And this is just a decent spread once again for TSM. They've been doing a fantastic job at this default. The two buddies towards B. Kath on her lurk towards A ramps. That's a beautiful flash, but she's able to tuck.
What a kill.
Backup.
This is a fake too, Potter. Right? Like, it's all just noise that's being created on A. Look on your mini-map. The spike has gotten into B. There are two members there. You see Zoe's joining the fold as well, so they should be able to get the spike down. Big kill from Rain for them to try to keep things in a semi-respectable situation. But if you're Stephanie, you've got to be careful here. You've got to wait for your team. But there's no team coming because Athena stopped it. Thea's able to trade that out. That leaves Thea alone in a 1v3, 45 health. No util to work with anymore. Brutal spot.
A lot for Thea to do here. 10 more seconds for that cam. Maybe she can get away with at least one more kill, do a little bit of damage. That fault line's going to make it even more difficult. Leah Panda has just been such a nuisance. The breach diff coming in strong right now. And TSM, they've won the last 4 rounds in a row?
Yeah,
or is that 5 in a row?
We'll see the timeline of pop appearances. Either way, the point you're making is legit, right? Like, TSM's clicking, right? They've got the ball rolling. They're feeling themselves. And right on time, they calls a timeout. We have to remember in the previous map, they called a timeout when TSM had the ball rolling, and that was exactly what they needed for momentum to shift the other way. We'll see if that's the case this time around.
Should be a healthy buy here. We've got the Breach ultimate coming into play in this round. I'd be curious to see if Dig really changed things up, changed the pace. As I mentioned before, TSM, they've been spread out across the map. They've been defaulting 2 towards B, 2 towards A, while Zoe is just kind of holding them back towards this mid area. It'd be interesting if Sholiana just starts off the round with this Breach ult. Maybe just completely isolates the B tunnel members. Oh, that's a...
Very interesting.
Okay, that countdown kind of freaked me out. We still got 10 seconds left with the barriers.
Well, but the very interesting thing is look at the difference in setup from Dig. Look at where Sholiana is now. She's been outside of Garage this entire half. Now she's playing on the other side. They've got spidey senses that something's happening on A. But here comes a little something from TSM towards A, and there's the counter rolling thunder. It's going to push them back. They read that just right. Rain swinging out. She's been CC'd. She's still able to get the kill onto Cass. Lee Panda slowly creeping away up, but it's a fake yet again, Potter. The marionette strings, they're just dancing, playing around with them like puppets as they manipulate the rotations, as they get them to bite, and then they go elsewhere on the map. TSM's on B.
Oh man, TSM, just a misdirection coming up huge, and still the flank coming in for Leah Panda. It's just such a nuisance right now. And she gets another!
She can't get away with this. She can't continue to get away with this. Stephanie looking to fight for the retake. Spots one onto Zoe. That's a start. That's a good start. But there's still somebody who's playing backside. Athena's on a big spot here. Yeah, the gravity well is good for one. She's got a chance at that's a second. Whoa, just narrowly missing. Leah Panda's going to drop as well as Emily cleans her up. Thea's going to get the defuse. The pause, once again, was at just the right time as Dig stopped the bleeding.
Oh my goodness, so many moving pieces coming into this round. I gotta say, even though Rain didn't end the round with a single frag, she's probably the MVP in this round. Well, no, she did get a frag. She got a frag while
big one.
Breach ulted, right? But it was her paranoia in the beginning of the round that was so key, so clutch. You saw Kath just satcheling through with the Breach ult right behind her, trying to pounce, trying to make a quick frag happen for herself, but that paranoia timing was perfect. It made Kath useless, and she got punished for it. So really good stuff here coming out from Dig to just stop TSM's initial execute.
Kath blasting away across the fault line, going in aggressive. She spotted Rain, but the flash forces her back to safety.
Emily should have a good idea that Zoe's been here, just defaulting every single round. Be interesting to know if she knows that she's alone. Stephanie making the aggressive play, but unfortunately she gets traded out by Kath's paint shells. And Thea's under another amount of pressure. The interesting thing here is that they has been under this amount of pressure almost throughout every round in the beginnings. TSM have been defaulting towards here.
And the
This
thing
is a
is,
full-on hit.
yeah, she couldn't get back into back sight because of the sight line coming in from garage that there was no way to counter. So yeah, they've gotten onto the site. They've managed to do so. The wall's going to go up as well. It's going to be a retake coming out from Dig as the spike still hasn't been planted. The spike still hasn't been planted. They funneled onto the site. Emily has to go big here. She's going to get cleaned up. It's just down to Athena. She's got a Vandal. Sholiana and Rain are both weak. So this is certainly doable. Good for one. Oh, the noise, the timing, there's just not enough going on there. Rain comes up big for 3. Did get to 7-5 at half, and again, the bleeding stopped Potter. It did not look good. TSM had won 3 in a row. The timeout comes in at just the right moment.
Oh, once again, the timeouts. You keep mentioning it, Doug, but that's how crucial it's been for Dig. The fact that you're able to stop the bleeding and at such a crucial time. Man, Athena, this time around in that last round, her lurk did not pay off. She was way late to the party. And TSM, they didn't even get the plant in that last round.
Such a good use of utility. Such an excellent response. The last 2 rounds going in favor of Dig. The thing is, we talked about 7-5 and how important that is. I think the bit more important thing here is that Dig's on the attack here. With the lead on split, that's a pretty spot to be in. Emily, and looked like she might have intentionally been trying to ride that elevator all the way up.
Oh!
It slipped right off, but I love that combo, and it delivers the kill.
Wombo combo indeed. Athena even getting control here as well. Everything kind of happening at once on different parts of the map, but TSM, a clever little set piece there, right behind the sage wall. Gets them the complete advantage. And Rain, I mean, all of Dig, they're all kind of separated. I mean, Breach is gonna catch up to Rain here in a little bit, but look at Stephanie. She's on the complete opposite side of the map.
The nice thing is that they have time, right? Dig still has time in their favor, but thank you for the observers to point that out. You're right, that turret's gonna give away everything the second they clear out garage. A little bit of aggression, a big kill from Stephanie with a frenzy across the middle of the map, and Athena drops through the smoke as well. All of a sudden, we've got a round on our hands at 3v3 as Rain manages to get the spike down.
Whoa, and Stephanie's position is so key. Kath, she's looking for her. She knows she's got to find her. And oh my goodness, Stephanie.
No charges.
Look at how they had to play that out, right? They fully let go of the spike. They fully forgot about the site because they had to take care of her. They've taken care of that. Now they're going to turn their attention back onto the site. An excellent crossfire from both Rain and Sholiana. The flash is going to come out. The swing is there as well. A little bit more coming out from Sholiana as the spike continues to tick away. Emily on the tap. The crossfire was there. Sholiana comes up big for Dig.
That burns. Man, Dig did so well to win this pistol, but TSM had full control, 5 versus 3. I mentioned the fact that Dig were all separated. The only play Steph had was to get a lurk kill in mid, but the fact that Sholiana gets a burst kill through the smoke on the entry as well, that's just icing on the cake, man. That's Dignitas converting yet another pistol here. Wow.
Huge performance out of Dig. They've got they've got SMGs, no force up coming in from TSM. They're going to work the middle of the map. Stephanie blasts her way through with the paranoia to follow things up. They're going to clear that out as well. And TSM wisely aggressing on the opposite side of the map, understanding there's pressure coming in. They'll take some space away themselves.
A has just gotten completely bullied off of A. But Dig, they know that the members of TSM are pushed towards A, so they go out towards rope. That's a good flash, but timing's a little bit off. Emily, she's all alone. She's got to come up huge. The classic burst. How OP is it?
Not that OP. Sholiana spotting a couple of members of TSM. Rain on the swing. Rain with the Spectre. Rain good for it. Athena's going to drop as well. So Dig holds serve. They get the round that they should get. Now TSM's able to respond in kind. Now they're going to have rifles and armor to what should be slightly lesser weaponry from Dig. The one advantage that they do have going for them is that they did drop 2 members, so they are going those 2 members should be able to pull in rifles into this round.
This is it. Dig. I mean, with this type of weaponry, usually you see a little bit more of a fast-paced round to kind of get in their faces, make those Spectres come into play, but Dignitas are going a little bit slower here. Kind of feeling out the round.
Potter, tell me a bit more. What's the advantage to playing aggressively when you've got SMGs in a situation like this?
Well, it's just kind of like that pack leader mentality, right? You got power in numbers. Generally speaking, in the beginnings of the rounds, you can automatically assume that the defenders are going to be in a zone position. As I say this, TSM, they're aggressing towards this mid. We'll have to touch on that point a little bit later because the action's coming out. Thea, she will get some timing here on Astra potentially, but that Killjoy turret is going to give the information.
Real pretty setup there. Stephanie going in aggressive, taking ramps control. And you see Athena's going to have to cower down. She's got nothing but 26 health, but she's in a great spot. She's in a great spot. The discipline, no! Emily drops down, gives her the business from the top rope as Athena gets dropped. Now it's on Sholiana. Trying to rotate around as Emily's going to get the spike down. Kath, Leah Panda, and Emily, the remaining members of TSM, trying to crack their way onto the site. Take a look again at Sholiana. She's in a great spot. The drop down cleans them up. And now all of it is on Sholiana's shoulders. She's got a little bit of CC. Kath gonna tap the defuse. She might stick it. They're gonna stick it and it's not gonna matter. Leah Panda cleans up Sholiana. TSM get the round win.
Beautiful stuff coming through there for TSM. And man, things got pretty hairy there for a little bit. It's good that Emily actually wins out that fight in mid early. And that allows things to actually look strong. But Athena, man, she almost had a round for herself. It's unfortunate she was so low, and it is also unfortunate that Stephanie was not able to find a time to reload. But whew, Dignitas able to, or TSM rather, able to stop the bleeding a little bit there.
Right, and remember that was, folks, remember that was Dig's bonus, right? So now because they did have 2 members who had rifles in the previous round, now you see them back on Spectres, while the rest of the remaining members of Dig who had Spectres in the previous round now are going to have rifles. So you see some of that economy kind of balance out and swing out. Also worth noting, there it is, Leah Panda does have the Rolling Thunder in her back pocket.
And that comboed with the Showstopper can be so deadly. So it'll be curious to see when these ladies bring that back out. Zoe's so blind. This Judge, though.
Yep. The Judge delivers even through the paranoia. Stephanie tried going in aggressive, got cleaned up. Thea takes care of Athena, as Zoe finally drops with a classic, no less, as she's no longer around for the site. Numbers advantage in favor of Dig as Rain's going to get the spike down. Thea holding things down from top ramps, forcing the oh no! They have to respect it, right? But there's nowhere to go. Kat doesn't get anything with the Showstopper.
And now she might think hell is clear. Sholiana might get some incredible timing here. The breach ult even used, but it doesn't hit anyone, Doug.
Emily drops. Panda does as well. All remaining members of TSM dropped. There was so much. Potter, I'm actually going to hand it directly to you. There's so much to talk about with those ultimates in that round.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of miscomm. I think they were very, very convinced that the ladies of Dig were playing the post plant behind the screen, behind the map, but majority of them were towards elbow, and that's generally where you see the breach ult used. So it's very curious where the breakdown of that communication went, but even the fact that that Showstopper hardly did even a lick of damage to Sholiana in the hell area. Just a number of unfortunate things coming out from TSM, but the pounce for Dig, They has been defaulting towards this A ramp, towards this A heaven almost every single round. It looked like a normal, slow and steady default, and all of a sudden, Dig just pounced onto the A site, really caught TSM off guard. That's a beautiful shot coming out from Stephanie.
Hey, that's just gross, man. The Prime Vandal. There it is. It just does things that most other guns just can't do. And folks, remember, this is an elimination match, right? TSM has their backs against the ropes as they're trying to fight for tournament life. Zoe playing quietly in the cage, but all she's got is a shorty, and Stephanie seems to be wise to it. Stephanie's gonna clean her up. Now that's certainly going to help as Emily gets one, but Leah Panda and Emily both drop. They didn't have much as far as weapons go. Did get to 11. You feel the pressure starting to rise. TSM's looking up what seems like Mount Everest as they try to attempt to get back into this map. It's got to start here. You have to play almost perfect Valorant from this point forward.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, I talked about Kath having that feel-good frag earlier, starting to get herself into the round, and she's still been a little quiet. I think TSM definitely need her to get activated and have some heroic moments moving forward. Because Dig right now, this default, it is killing TSM.
We're not seeing the same aggression from TSM on the defensive side that we saw on the previous two maps, on Breeze particularly, but then on Ascent as well, right? They're just playing so much more slowly. They're not playing as aggressively, maybe in part because it's map 3 and it's an elimination match. For whatever the reason, the pace at which they're playing the defensive side has most undoubtedly changed.
Yeah, it definitely has, and I think it's going to keep changing here. I mean, if you're TSM right now, you're kind of terrified, to be honest, of what exec is on the way. All 5 ultimates are online for Dig. Do you play retake? Do you push B? I mean, it seems like Zoe wants some B main control, and that's some decent information, but no one sees anything in mid here.
Oh, no.
Oh, she stuck it.
No. Yeah, I think she just, for a slight moment, thought she had the window to make something happen, maybe a bit too aggressive. Either way, TSM's able to punish that very aggressively. Emily's gonna bring Stephanie back into the fold. Kath has a decent idea of where that is. The swing out, the flash was their perfect play to kind of keep things at bay as Kath is able to push back the remaining members of Dig back down to 2. Sholiana has the Rolling Thunder, but there's just not enough firepower remaining on the side of Dig. 13 seconds left as well. Things very quickly piling up against Dig.
That's some good frags to end it at least. Sholiana's unable to plant the spike, but, you know, she's going to walk away with this Phantom. I got to say, if I'm Dignitas here, I'm pretty disappointed in how this round played out. I mentioned the fact that they had 5 ultimates. They used 2 of them, but in just the most unoptimal scenario I can think of. So just maybe a little bit of miscalculation, a little bit of miscomms coming through for Dig here. But either way, TSM hit some nice shots to be able to capitalize off that.
Yeah, the res came out. That's not online. And then we saw Reigns from the shadows try to get back behind enemy lines and unfortunately got punished. Now take a look at where Rain is set up right now. They're going to try to hit an aggressive up ramps where the Paranoia will clear things out and the Showstopper follows. And there it is, the Paranoia. Oh, the wall's beautiful! As it stops things dead in its tracks. Forget all the utility they invested. That's going to buy some time, and the Cosmic Divide's going to come out to keep them at bay even more. Stephanie has to go in aggressive. They're going to have to try to stick the fight to the remaining members of TSM. Dig have got some breathing room.
Whoa, this Astral Wall, though, this is interesting. Stephanie and Emily are right next to each other.
Oh my gosh!
Oh! They're going B.
Yeah, but so's TSM. And they're going to win the foot race there. The lockdown to keep things at bay, that's going to go off. Nothing doing there. It's just rotating right into their hands. Cat's already on the site. Leah Panda's there as well. An excellent read from TSM. They got the beat onto Dig. They're going to get there first. Stephanie in a 1v3. Oh my gosh. She's already gotten 2, and she's got the spike. She's got 30 seconds. She's got plenty of time to play this out. 41 health into the 11 of Athena. She's not going to be playing for Garage. She's going to try to play tight. Surely not. You can't stop the defuse from there unless you go in aggressively if Athena hits the right angle.
Oh, this timing is going to be insane. Athena's probably not even going to check. Oh my god.
No way, Stephanie, are you kidding me? A respawn clutch coming out from Dig to get them to map point to series point to push TSM on the brink of elimination. What a round.
Once again, it's Sholiana coming into the screen, showing that appreciation, man. Stephanie on this raise, it's just something special. Sure, she had a bit of a blunder there. Emily's wall really stopped her in her tracks when she tried to make an opening. But man, the fact that she's able to just make magic, pull a rabbit out of a hat there in an almost impossible 1v3 scenario, just coming up huge for Dig. 1v4, my God.
She went nuts. Man, she popped off.
Insane stuff, and that's a tilter. I gotta say, if I'm TSM there, that's a little bit of a tilter.
That might be the final nail in the coffin. This is attack timeout from Dig.
Probably catching their breath a little bit.
Yeah. Calm the comms down just a tad. Let's take stock of what's going on here. You've got Thea, who's got the neural theft. You also have Sholiana, the star from the previous round, who's got the Rolling Thunder here. And then on the side of TSM, this is a weird buy. Like this does not look good. This is not what you want to bring into this round. You've got a couple of rifles, a Spectre. The one thing they do have going for them is they do have ultimates. I imagine in a situation like this, Potter, you play retake. Yeah, they're playing pretty hard off site on A, but unfortunately for them, Dig is cheating towards B here.
Yeah, you can see that they're pretty cautious right now. Stephanie and Thea, they're staying back. They don't want to get caught up in some sort of Rolling Thunder / Showstopper combo, so they're being pretty cautious. The pressure is towards mid, just breaking the Sage wall at the moment, and yeah, I am curious. I mean, I think they're gonna have to make a play. TSM probably feel very pressured to do so. So it looks like this breach is gonna use the Rolling Thunder towards this mid, off of Emily's contact here. You know, we've had a lot of Emily's in a lot of our matches recently, Doug.
We have indeed. All right, Leah Panda teeing it up. And the thing is, Dig hasn't left. So if she commits to this, it is going to hit up all three. And as you mentioned, Kath does have the showstopper. You can feel the anticipation building. But of course, as I say that, Leah Panda pulls off. And the spike is going to rotate away. Cash should get some info. They're going to walk right into Zoe, right into the utility. The alarm bot's there. You've got Astra Stars there as well, but that's just one. Oh, it's perfect. It's perfect. Nobody else had followed suit. Yes, Stephanie drops, but the Rolling Thunder does not connect onto anyone because Dig patiently waited, let Stephanie play contact, and now they're going to be able to re-aggress, but there's nobody on side either. Kath going in aggressively with the showstopper, not going to land onto anyone. 13 seconds left. They've gotten onto the site. They've got to get that spike down now, though, as the fight once again ensues onto ramp. Sholiana looking to keep things up as Thea has dropped. The spike does go down. It's a 5v3 in favor of TSM. Sholiana's a sitting duck. Sholiana got one, but got cleaned up. Leah Panda dealing the final blow. The remaining two members of Dig trying to keep Spike alive. Great paranoia, but no, the punish is there. It's all in the shoulders of Emily, who got two. I would have lost my bloody mind. Athena gets the defuse, TSM get to 8, and they live to fight another day.
Oh man, TSM barely just scraping by. They had to use everything in this round to do so, but they make it happen. They make it work. They hold their ground in that mid and kind of just funnel Dig towards that A ramp. Oh, that was close though, man. That was close. They got nothing left here though. They've just got the guns. They got a Spectre, but no ultimates to help them out here.
Yeah, and look at the eco on the side of Dig too. It's bad. It's bad. The nice thing is they have a 4-round cushion that they can lean on, but they certainly don't have what they want to work with. You see Zoe full investment of utility towards A, so they feel comfortable knowing that she can play most of that site by herself. You've got Athena with slight help, but Thea's just causing all sorts of ruckus alongside Stephanie on A.
A lot of pop shots going off. This is a pretty strong lurk coming up from Stephanie.
It is. There's actually so much info that they've gathered from the ability to take that much away.
Yeah, they've got to do something about this Astra Util top male. There it is.
Yep. Showstopper, or excuse me, not the showstopper. The slow orb, the nade as well, a perfect combo. Normally devastating, but Dig able to get away with their lives, but they're walking right into Athena's lap. She wisely's just going to back off, live to fight another day. Zoe does not have that same luxury, but Athena's already good for one. Zoe's still playing backside. Athena lands a filthy shot. Zoe somehow stays alive that long and manages to get the kill. The spike's going to go down as well. Sholiana with 5 health left is a dead woman walking. A secret lap flawless for TSM. They're not going away quite yet.
Oh, man. That was just an eco, though, for Dig, so I won't get too excited yet for TSM. I am starting to see the possibilities, though. We haven't seen an OT yet. At least you and I haven't casted it yet, I don't think.
No.
But, oh man, TSM, it's going to be tough. They've got to make every frag count because, as I said, they don't have the ultimates to pull them out of those pickles. So right now, this is Dig on a full buy. This is going to be the first test, the first of 3 on the way here for TSM.
Dig sitting pretty with a couple of ultimates in their back pocket. You see the tripwire that just went down from Thea towards A. Suggests that there's no intention to really hit that way, right? Like they want to go B, they want to make sure that nobody's flanking around through sewers, through defenders, or through attacker spawn potentially. They're turning most, if not all, of their attention towards B in the middle of the map. Oh boy.
Here we go.
Oh, they're going for it. Stephanie with the showstopper. Oh, doesn't connect onto anything. Doesn't deal any lick of damage, Potter.
Unfortunate. I think she just got caught by the last bit of the suck there coming out from Astra. And Stephanie, she's still in it though. She's by the new box. And Rain, she's in a prime position in this male area. She is going to be the crux of everything here for TSM.
Excellent Cosmic Divide, but they are fully investing. You see that Rez has come out to bring Ember back just to drop again.
Oh.
Leopinda just on the other side of the wall. She lands a kill onto Rain. By continuing to tick away a 4v3 in favor of TSM, Leopinda just has 8 health, a sliver. You look at her funny and she dies in this instance, but she still manages to get the kill on Emily. Sholiana, great spot. Sholiana good for 2. Sholiana good for 3. What a statement to win the map, to win the game. Home field advantage too much as TSM is sent home packing.